Hey guys and girls, this beginning of 2021 is pretty cool in VR. Announcements seem to be flowing non-stop. A lot of games filled this week's recap, a new VR headset that I'll reserve for you in the second part of the video, and in the middle of all these new features, a very bad news I'm afraid. Let's go! We will start in a warm and friendly atmosphere since for $20 Vanishing Grace is available on the Oculus Quest. It will propose you to embody a man in search of his missing childhood friend. This friend, named Grace, has left a number of traces that you will follow with a hovercraft across the desert. You will have to maintain the vehicle as you travel, allowing you to visit various detailed environments, woven of mystery and rich in interactions, where Grace has left some clues of a passage. The developers hope to release the games on PC and PSVR later on. Virtual Desktop developer Guy Godin is trying to find his way back to the Quest. As we were talking about last week, the new App Lab feature allows to propose contents that don't meet all Facebook's requirements. And Virtual Desktop had suffered the wrath of Facebook for its so-called reasons. In fact, Virtual Desktop is the program that, among other things, allows you to play your PC games over Wi-Fi on the Quest, and at the time, Facebook wasn't too keen on this idea. Today, if it could be available through the App Lab, it would make life easier for users to enjoy this feature, which allows you to play PC games on the Quest with better visual rendering than with the official cable, if you have the high-end Wi-Fi equipment that goes with it anyway. We continue with the Oculus Quest and Quest 2 since the board game Catan VR is finally available for these supports. For the price of $15, it proposes you to find yourself on the island of Catania, with its different environments bringing you different types of resources. And you will have to build roads and villages, but also exchange resources with your 4 opponents to be the first to total the 10 points to win. The game is cross-platform with all the Oculus VR support, so you never run out of opponents, but still offers the possibility of facing AI just in case. Without AI this time, but not without interest, it is Population 1 who announced in video the first season of its Battle Royale. Entitled Uprising, this one will start this month and will propose during 10 weeks a lot of new free contents, including new skins and especially new weapons like the katana or a light machine gun of great power. Season 1 will of course contain map updates and much more, so if you don't know the best VR Battle Royale available to date, I suggest you take a look. And a game to keep an eye on is the very promising RPG named Return to Nangrim, as the developer Sycoforge announces optional VR support for its game. Still planned for 2022 on Steam, it is described by its developer as a mix of Skyrim, Lord of the Rings and Hellblade. You'll play as a dwarf who must make his way through procedurally generated cavernous environments full of puzzles and deadly creatures of all kinds. Beware, however, the gameplay trailer is already 2 years old and is not necessarily representative of the final game. And today it's time for the little break. I always thought that this moment would be inevitable, and it's happened. In the year of grace 2021, my Pimax died. And for some stupid and unexpected reason, it simply detects only one controller. For several days, a Chinese guy on the other side of the world was trying to save the headset, all this for nothing, and to tell me that if I wanted a repair, it would be at my expense and that I had to send it back to China. I tried to negotiate a little, but there was no way to get anything else than a poor 100 rebate on a Pimax 8KX. Would you pay $1,000 for a headset that will potentially have the same problem in 2 years? Yeah, cause it will have only held that much. Tough choice when you want a big FOV, there's no choice. Anyway, considering the after-sales service and its generosity in the face of a problem that is absolutely not of my making, so today I could hardly advise you to take a Pimax in any case. Before moving on to the next news, don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell. According to Rec Room Studio, 3 million units of Quest 2 have been sold since the launch, which is potentially a virus. And a competitor is starting to show its nose on the Chinese side. The Iqi company is now offering its QU3 to developers, little brother of the EQ2 Pro released in 2020. As for the QU3, like the Quest 2, it features a Snapdragon XR2 to offer the best gaming experience in the world, according to the company. And for that, it already starts by offering 40% more pixels than the Oculus Quest 2 with a monocular resolution of 2160 by 2160, but also a real possibility of mechanical adjustment for the IPD, as well as the support of Wi-Fi 6 for the wireless part. No price announced for the moment, but we know that the headset should be available to the general public in the second half of this year. We will continue with the equipment since we learned a little more about the Tundra trackers, which compete head-on with the Vive trackers from HTC, but for much less money. The Kickstarter that was supposed to start in January was finally pushed back to March, with the first estimate of a delivery time scheduled for July due to problems encountered by the semiconductor industry. And while it is not common to see Kickstarters delivered on time, the developers show that the device is basically already well prepared and fully functional, and that the bulk of the problems encountered will be related to the microcomponent industry. Very far from the industrial world, the developer Trebuchet offers us a magical and fairy tale journey on PSVR with his future games Winds and Leaves. With a travel system based on stilts, your goal will be to bring a desert planet back to life. You will have to find seeds in order to grow vegetation and trees in various biomes. It seems that you are being given the extra power to speed up time so that you can see the forest take over the world. Winds and Leaves is scheduled for release on PSVR in the spring of 2021. On the other hand, the animated film Arden's Wake will slow down the time a bit by immersing you in a completely unexpected marine universe. You will follow the travels of a young girl dubbed by Alicia Vikander, who must try to save her father following an unfortunate accident. Screened for the first time at the Tribeca Film Festival in 2017, this very emotional animated film is now available on the Oculus Store for about $10. Finally, much less emotional and much more visceral, it is now The Lost Eye, which will be released in early access this February 25th on Steam. Players will have to fight visibly varied enemies with an arsenal of weapons such as the bow, the crossbow, or the boomerang, but also solve various kinds of puzzles, as the new trailer of the game suggests. Magic will also play a major role, allowing players to throw fireballs and much more. According to the developers, this early access version will already be very basic compared to the final version of the game, although this one will still offer a little more content without more information on the subject. Here we go, that's it for this week. If you like this recap, don't forget to give me a blue thumb, and if you have any question about VR or advice to improve the show, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, bye!